Hey guys, John here with another ARCHICAD tutorial video. This will actually be a follow-up to a previous video we did. I'll leave the link in the description, but that video was all about how to save a high resolution image from a 3D window when we're actually limited by the number of pixels that we have based off our monitor and our display resolution. And so let's do a real quick recap of the topic, and then we will get into a question that a lot of people have been asking, which is how to do the same workflow in an axonometry view versus a perspective view. So let's cover the perspective real quick just to fill everybody in, and then we will do the axonometry equivalency of the same workflow. So okay, here we go. We have a 3D model here, and say if we wanted to get a high resolution image onto, say, a layout, or to just save that image out, then what we can do is we can actually change our 3D window here by setting our window size. I always like to lock these proportions, and then we can just bump this up, and I believe about the highest we can go, let's try 6,000 here to see if we can do that. Whoa, we can do 6,000. Before it was limiting us to like 4,000. It's been a little while since I've tried this. Can we do 10,000? Okay, it looks like we can crank this way up now. So this may take a little while. If it does, I'm going to pause it, but let's hit OK. So now we have this gigantic window here. And what I want to do, oh yeah, I can see it's going to slow me down a little bit. What I'll do here is I'm actually just going to save this current view. And I can see down here, we now have a 10,000 pixel image by 6,000. So with this, let's go ahead and save it out. We're calling this a 10K image, which again, this may slow down my computer a little bit, but let's just see. So there we go. We now have that saved, and this may take a little while when I drag this over to what I was expecting was going to be a 4K image. Now it's a 10K image, and let's see how long this takes. So it's generating, and hopefully this doesn't take too long. Drawing, cropping process is complete. Okay, let's check this one out. And there we are. We got a very high resolution image, and that's awesome. That's surprising because I did not know that was going to happen. So I learned something new every single day. So there we go. We have a very high resolution image now. I'm going to scale this down to an 11 by 17 sheet. And yeah, now let's do essentially the same exact thing, but for a axonometry view of the same thing. So let's go back to our image here, and I'm going to just double click on that boundary, and it's going to bring us back to our regular resolution of our screen here. One thing I would have liked to do there is actually use this option for keeping our straight lines. That might have looked a little better, but nonetheless, in this next view, we are going to be using straight lines anyway because we are now in Axo. So with this, we can do pretty much the same workflow here, where we can actually just change our window size. And so in this case, maybe we don't go full 10K. Maybe let's just do, actually what I want to do here, let's go 8K. Sorry, I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to go back. Let's lock the proportions. And in this time, what happens when we go to, say, like 6,000 pixels tall? Well, that puts us close to 10K. So that's okay. Let's leave this as is. We'll hit OK. And we'll notice right now that we have this big window, but our 3D content is still in the small corner of this very, very large window. So that's the challenge that I think a lot of people were getting hung up on with the Axo view. And so the way around this is I'm actually just going to do a Control-All, which can be a little dangerous with a project this large, but we'll just do a Control-All here for the sake of going through this exercise. And next step here is we need to right click, and we need to fit our selection to window. So zoom to selection. So now it's going to take that entire selection and it's going to zoom to it so that we have a essentially our large window is now being zoomed to. We can't see anything here, which is kind of expected, but let's save our current view. And this time I'm just going to call it an 8K AXO vertical. And we can see down here, or sorry, it was 6K, not 8K. 6K AXO vertical. We can see the dimensions of this here. So let's go ahead and create that. And last step here is we'll drag this. And I was going to put it on an AXO view, but let's just do a side by side here. And so we'll place it back on our same layout that I prepped for our first drawing, and let's just make sure that it's going to come through and be scaled the way that we want. So generating. Okay, almost there. So because this large window is slowing down my computer, I can feel it. I'm just going to double click this to get rid of that. And yeah, now we are back to our normal window size, but we've saved it. And there we go. We're now functioning a little faster. But let's go check out our drawing here. And there it is. So let's crop, drag, scale, and we now have two versions of the same thing. One is a 10K image, that's awesome. I had no idea that we could go that high right now. I wonder what the max is, whether they max it out for us. And the other here is almost the same resolution. It's just we set it based off our height versus our width here. So, okay, I'm going to save this out because I'm just curious how large this file size is. So let's just do a save as and PDF format here. This is in ARCHICAD23. So let's open this up and save. So this is saving to a PDF actually, so not a JPEG, but there we can see that's not too bad at all. So okay, so that's how we do it with an AXO. Really, it's a very similar workflow. The one extra step that we have to do here is we need to just select the contents of that 3D AXO view and then zoom to the selection. So that way we'll make that image as large as it can possibly be, so that when we save it, we can then continue to place it onto a layout and have it nice and centered. So, okay, if you have any questions on this, then let me know. But yeah, hopefully this can help you get some nice AXO views in high resolution. Thanks for watching.